If you are over 60 and living with diabetes, you probably already know the routine. Pills lined up on the counter, checkups at the doctor's office, blood sugar numbers flashing on a little machine. Some days it can feel like your life is being run by medications and test strips. And yet, even with all of that, your blood sugar sometimes refuses to behave. Numbers go up and down like a seesaw, leaving you tired, thirsty, and frustrated. Here's the good news. Your plate can be just as powerful as your pill box. In fact, for many seniors, food can work in ways that medicine alone cannot. Think about it. Every single thing you eat turns into fuel, and that fuel either calms your blood sugar or makes it spiral out of control. Pills can help, but they can't undo a poor diet. On the other hand, the right foods can ease the load, making your medications work better, helping your body feel steadier, and even protecting your heart, eyes, and kidneys from long-term damage. Let's be real. After 60, your body changes. Your pancreas doesn't pump out insulin like it once did. Your muscles shrink unless you keep them strong, and that means your body doesn't burn sugar as efficiently. Your digestion slows, so food takes longer to move through your system. And if you've spent decades with bread, rice, or sweets on your plate, your body might be tired of processing all that sugar. This is why choosing foods that cooperate with your body, not fight against it, is more important than ever. But here's the problem. When you hear diabetes diet, you might picture a boring plate with no flavor, plain chicken, steamed veggies, maybe a sad slice of toast. No joy, no comfort, no satisfaction. No wonder so many people give up and say, "I'd rather eat what I like." The truth is, eating for diabetes doesn't mean tasteless meals or giving up everything you enjoy. It means picking foods that give you steady energy instead of sudden crashes. Foods that let you feel full without raising your sugar sky high. Foods that nourish your heart, joints, and brain at the same time. Think of your body like an old but beautiful car. You've driven it for 60 years. It's got history, it's got memories, and it still has miles to go. But it needs the right fuel to keep running smoothly. Would you pour cheap, dirty gasoline into a car you love? Of course not. You'd pick the fuel that keeps it humming. That's what oats, lentils, spinach, cinnamon, berries, and broccoli can do. They are not fancy superfoods from some faraway land. They're simple, everyday foods you can find in almost any grocery store. But each one has a special trick that makes it perfect for seniors managing diabetes. And here's the best part. These foods don't just help control blood sugar. They protect your heart, which is critical because diabetes and heart disease often go hand in hand. They protect your memory because high sugar can damage the brain over time. They protect your eyes because diabetes is one of the leading causes of vision loss after 60. And they protect your energy because no one wants to spend their golden years feeling exhausted all the time. So let me ask you this. What if your breakfast tomorrow morning could set the tone for the whole day, keeping your sugar steady, your hunger calm, and your mind sharp? What if lunch didn't send you into a food coma? What if dinner didn't leave you with numbers so high that you couldn't sleep well? This is not wishful thinking. It's what happens when you start leaning on the right foods. In this video, I'll walk you through 6 foods that research and real-life experience both agree can make a big difference. Oats, lentils, spinach, cinnamon, berries, and broccoli. Each one plays a role in keeping your sugar balanced, and together they form a team that works harder than any single pill. By the end, you'll know not just what these foods are, but how to use them in your daily routine in a way that feels satisfying and realistic. Because at the end of the day, managing diabetes isn't about chasing perfect numbers on a screen. It's about living well. Being able to walk, laugh, play with grandkids, enjoy meals, and feel like yourself again. Food can either hold you back or set you free. And in the next section, we'll start with the food that can turn your morning from a sugar roller coaster into a smooth ride. Oats. Let's start the day right where most of us begin. Breakfast. For many seniors, breakfast is either skipped altogether or built around quick, starchy foods. White bread, sugary cereal, or sweet pastries. The problem? Those choices send your blood sugar flying like a kite in the wind. Up fast, down fast, leaving you shaky, tired, and hungry long before lunch. This is where oats step in. Plain, humble beige oats don't look like much, but they carry a quiet power. Soluble fiber. You can think of soluble fiber as a sponge inside your stomach. Instead of letting sugar from your meal rush into your bloodstream like a flood, this sponge slows everything down. That means your sugar rises gently, not sharply, and stays steady longer. It's the difference between riding a roller coaster and gliding smoothly on a train track. Here's something important. Not all oats are created equal. Instant oatmeal, the kind that cooks in a minute, often comes with added sugar and processes so fine that your body digests them almost like white flour. That can defeat the purpose. On the other hand, steel-cut oats or old-fashioned rolled oats take a little longer to cook, but they reward you with longer-lasting energy and a gentler effect on blood sugar. If you've ever eaten a sugary breakfast and felt exhausted by mid-morning, swapping to a bowl of oats might surprise you. It keeps you feeling full and steady, sometimes all the way to lunch. But oats don't just stop at blood sugar control. They also help with cholesterol, which is a huge concern for anyone with diabetes. Think of your arteries like pipes in an old house. Over time, gunk builds up, making it harder for water to flow. That's what cholesterol does inside your blood vessels. Oats contain beta-glucan, a special kind of fiber that acts like a cleaning crew, sweeping away some of that gunk and lowering bad LDL cholesterol. For seniors with diabetes, this is double protection, steadier sugar and cleaner arteries. Now let's talk about flavor, because no one wants to eat something that feels like cardboard. Oats are like a blank canvas. They take on whatever flavor you add. Want a warm, comforting breakfast? Cook them slowly, then sprinkle in cinnamon, another diabetes-friendly spice we'll talk about later. Add a handful of berries for natural sweetness and antioxidants. Want something quick and cool for summer mornings? Soak oats overnight in milk or yogurt. Toss in chopped nuts or seeds, and you've got a chilled, filling breakfast waiting for you. For those worried about cooking time, here's a tip. Make a larger pot of oats at the start of the week, store it in the fridge, and simply reheat a portion each morning. It's faster than making toast, and it sets up your whole day on solid ground. The difference you feel is not just in numbers on a screen. Seniors often tell me, when I eat oats, I don't get that sleepy, heavy feeling after breakfast. I actually feel like moving, like walking the dog or doing some gardening. That's not your imagination. It's steady fuel at work. One more hidden benefit: weight management. After 60, metabolism slows down, and many people struggle with extra pounds that worsen diabetes. Because oats are filling yet low in calories, they help you eat less without feeling deprived. They take up space in your stomach, calm your appetite, and prevent the urge to snack on less healthy foods before lunch. So here's the picture. You wake up, make a bowl of oats, top it with cinnamon and berries, maybe add a few walnuts or pumpkin seeds. You sit down, eat slowly, and notice how your morning feels different. Your sugar stays calmer, your hunger stays quiet, and your energy lasts. That's not just breakfast, that's a daily treatment plan hiding in plain sight. And the best part? Oats are affordable, available everywhere, and easy to prepare. You don't need expensive supplements or exotic powders. Just a simple bowl of oats can make your mornings and your numbers far more predictable. So next time you open your cupboard and wonder what to eat, remember, that bag of oats might be the most powerful tool for your diabetes management sitting right there, waiting. But oats aren't the only heroes. If breakfast sets the tone, lunch and dinner also matter. And one food that shines at those meals is small, humble, but mighty: lentils. In the next section, we'll see why lentils are like slow-burning candles for your blood sugar. After breakfast has set the tone, the next challenge usually arrives at lunch or dinner. For many seniors with diabetes, this is when blood sugar swings can feel the hardest to handle. A plate of white rice, soft bread, or pasta might feel comforting, but the way they hit your bloodstream is like lighting a firecracker. Sugar shoots up quickly, then drops, leaving you tired, irritable, or craving more food. What you need instead is something steady, something that burns slowly, like a candle instead of a sparkler. That's exactly what lentils provide. Lentils may not look impressive, tiny, round, earthy, but they are one of the most powerful foods you can put on your plate. They are naturally packed with fiber and protein, and this combination is like a double brake on blood sugar spikes. The fiber slows down digestion, so the sugar in your food drips gently into your bloodstream. The protein adds staying power, keeping you satisfied for hours. Instead of being hungry an hour after you eat, lentils carry you all the way through the afternoon or evening with steady energy. Here's another thing. Lentils are what nutritionists call low glycemic. That simply means they don't cause the kind of sugar surge that refined carbs do. Imagine lighting a candle. It gives off a gentle, steady flame. That's how lentils feed your body. They don't overwhelm it. They nourish it slowly, calmly, consistently. For seniors, this can be life-changing because it means fewer crashes, fewer cravings, and more predictability in your daily sugar readings. But lentils don't just work on sugar. They also protect your strength. After 60, many people notice muscle loss. You may feel weaker climbing stairs, lifting groceries, or even standing up from a chair. That's not just aging. It's also tied to how your body processes protein and sugar. Muscles are like storage tanks for sugar. The stronger they are, the better they burn it. Lentils provide a clean source of plant-based protein, helping you maintain muscle and keep those tanks active. This means your body has more places to put the sugar from your meals, instead of leaving it floating in your blood. And don't worry, lentils aren't boring. In fact, they might be the most versatile food in your kitchen. You can toss them into soups, cook them into hearty stews, mix them into salads, or even mash them into spreads. In Indian cooking, lentils are the base of dal, a flavorful dish with spices, garlic, and onion. In Mediterranean diets, lentil salads with olive oil and lemon are refreshing and filling. Even in simple American cooking, lentil chili can be a warm, satisfying dinner that feels like comfort food without the blood sugar spike. Here's something seniors often overlook: digestion. As we age, our digestive system slows down, and constipation becomes more common. Lentils, with their rich fiber content, keep things moving. This doesn't just make you feel lighter, it also helps your body regulate sugar more smoothly. A sluggish digestive system can make sugar levels harder to predict. Lentils keep the rhythm steady, and your numbers reflect that. Now, let's not ignore another major benefit: heart health. Diabetes and heart disease often go hand in hand, and lentils help fight both. They contain potassium, which helps regulate blood pressure, and folate, which supports healthy blood vessels. Think of it this way: while lentils are balancing your sugar, they're also quietly repairing and protecting your heart. One bowl, two benefits. Picture this. Instead of a plate of white rice that spikes your sugar, you choose lentils as your base. You scoop up a spoonful of warm, savory lentil stew, maybe with tomatoes, herbs, and a dash of olive oil. You feel satisfied, not stuffed. Your blood sugar rises slowly, gently, without the sharp jump. Hours later, you realize you're still steady, not crashing, not reaching for cookies or chips. That's what lentils do. They change the rhythm of your whole day. The truth is, many seniors avoid lentils because they seem unfamiliar or complicated. But once you try them, you'll see they're simple, affordable, and endlessly flexible. They don't just replace less healthy carbs. They become the foundation of meals that truly work with your body instead of against it. So, oats keep your mornings calm. Lentils carry you steadily through lunch or dinner. But what about those times when you want to nourish your body with something light, fresh, and deeply healing? That's where leafy greens, like spinach, step in. In the next section, we'll explore how spinach is more than just a green vegetable. It's like a conductor keeping your blood sugar, energy, and overall health in harmony. After the steady fuel of oats and lentils, let's turn to something green, leafy, and often overlooked: spinach. Now, you might roll your eyes and think, greens again? They all taste the same. But spinach is not just another vegetable. It's a quiet conductor in the orchestra of your health. Without it, the music of your blood sugar, your energy, and even your circulation can fall out of tune. With it, everything works in better harmony. Here's the magic. Spinach is loaded with magnesium, a mineral that many seniors don't get enough of. Magnesium acts like a signal booster for insulin, helping it do its job more effectively. Imagine insulin as a key trying to unlock the doors of your cells so sugar can enter. Without enough magnesium, those locks get rusty and stiff. With magnesium, the doors swing open smoothly and sugar flows where it's supposed to go. The result? Lower, steadier blood sugar without extra struggle. Spinach is also light in calories but heavy in nutrients. You can eat a big plateful without worrying about weight gain or sugar spikes. That's a huge advantage after 60, when metabolism slows and weight creeps up more easily. A generous serving of spinach fills your stomach, calms your hunger, and gives you vitamins like A, C, and K, all while keeping your numbers steady. But let's not stop at diabetes. Spinach is also rich in compounds that protect your heart and blood vessels. Think about it. High blood sugar already strains your arteries. Add in high blood pressure or cholesterol and the risks multiply. Spinach fights back on all fronts. Its potassium helps lower blood pressure. Its antioxidants reduce inflammation. Its folate supports healthy blood flow. In other words, spinach is not just working on sugar, it's protecting your entire cardiovascular system, which is exactly where most complications of diabetes begin. And let's talk about energy. Many seniors with diabetes complain of fatigue. You eat, and instead of feeling energized, you feel heavy, sluggish, or even sleepy. Spinach helps flip that script. With its iron and folate, spinach supports the production of healthy red blood cells, which carry oxygen throughout your body. More oxygen means more energy, more clarity, and less of that drained feeling that can haunt your afternoons. Now, I know what you're thinking. Spinach tastes bland. That's only true if you eat it plain. Spinach is one of the most adaptable foods on earth. Toss it into a soup and it soaks up flavor. Sauté it with garlic and olive oil, and suddenly it's rich and savory. Blend it into a smoothie with a banana and a few berries, and you won't even notice it's there. Add it to scrambled eggs, pasta, or casseroles, and it simply melts in, boosting nutrition without stealing the spotlight. Think about how easy it could be. You open your fridge, grab a handful of spinach, toss it into whatever you're cooking, and just like that, you've added a powerful diabetes fighter to your meal. No measuring, no fuss, no complicated recipes. Here's a picture to keep in mind. Your body is an orchestra. Diabetes is like a musician playing out of tune, throwing everything off balance. Spinach steps onto the stage, raises the baton, and brings rhythm back. Your sugar levels start to flow more evenly, your energy rises, your heart feels lighter. That's the quiet, steady magic of this leafy green. So now we've got oats to calm your mornings, lentils to steady your main meals, and spinach to bring harmony to the whole system. But what about flavor? What about joy? Because let's be honest, food is not just fuel, it's comfort, it's tradition, it's pleasure. That's where one special spice comes in: cinnamon. In the next section, we'll see how a simple sprinkle of this warming spice can make food taste better and your blood sugar behave better too. Let's pause for a moment and ask, what if something as simple as a sprinkle of spice could help your blood sugar behave? No pills, no complicated cooking, just a dusting of warm flavor on your food. That's the quiet promise of cinnamon. Most people think of cinnamon as a holiday spice, something you put on apple pie, in cookies, or sprinkled over hot cocoa. Sweet, comforting, cozy. But for seniors managing diabetes, cinnamon is more than just flavor. It's a natural helper that can make your body respond better to insulin, the hormone that keeps blood sugar in check. Here's the picture. When you eat, your blood sugar rises. Insulin is supposed to act like a key, unlocking your cells so the sugar can go in and be used for energy. But with diabetes, especially after 60, those locks get stiff. The key doesn't work as smoothly. That's called insulin resistance. Cinnamon seems to oil those locks, making them more responsive again. The result? Sugar leaves the bloodstream faster, your levels come down more smoothly, and you feel less of that jittery high and crash pattern. Some studies even suggest cinnamon can lower fasting blood sugar by around 10 to 20% in people with type 2 diabetes. That may not sound dramatic, but imagine your morning readings consistently 15 points lower without changing your medication, just because you added cinnamon to your routine. Small steps add up, and for seniors, steady numbers mean fewer complications down the road. But let's not forget the joy factor. Healthy eating often gets a bad reputation for being bland, boring, and tasteless. Cinnamon laughs at that. It turns plain oatmeal into a warm, fragrant breakfast. It adds depth to a cup of tea or coffee without sugar. It makes baked apples or roasted sweet potatoes taste like dessert without the guilt. For seniors who feel like they've lost the pleasure of food because of diabetes, cinnamon brings some of that joy back, without raising your sugar. Here's a practical tip. You don't need a lot. Half a teaspoon a day is enough to see benefits. And while most supermarkets sell the common cassia cinnamon, it's better to choose Ceylon cinnamon if you can find it. It has a milder taste and is gentler on the liver, especially if you're planning to use it daily. Think about it like this. Oats give you the foundation. Lentils give you slow energy, spinach keeps things in harmony, and then cinnamon comes along as the flavor that ties everything together. It's like the seasoning that not only makes food enjoyable but also secretly supports your health. And here's something seniors often appreciate. Simplicity. You don't have to cook a new recipe to use cinnamon. Just sprinkle it. On yogurt, in your tea, over fruit, mixed into smoothies, stirred into coffee, or on top of a bowl of oatmeal with berries. It's effortless, affordable, and delicious. Imagine your morning. Instead of plain toast, you enjoy a bowl of oats with cinnamon and a few fresh berries. Your kitchen smells warm and inviting. Your taste buds are happy, and your blood sugar thanks you later. That's the kind of small, sustainable habit that keeps diabetes under control without making you feel deprived. But cinnamon isn't the only food that's both sweet and protective. Nature gave us another gift that feels indulgent, but is actually medicine in disguise. Berries. In the final section, we'll explore how berries, blueberries, strawberries, raspberries, blackberries, are like little jewels of sweetness that not only keep sugar steady, but also protect your heart and brain. After talking about oats, lentils, spinach, and cinnamon, you might already feel you've got a solid toolkit for diabetes. But there are two more foods that deserve a place on your plate every single week. One sweet, one green. Together, they protect not only your blood sugar, but also your heart, your brain, and your overall vitality. Let's start with the sweet side. Berries. For seniors, berries are one of the most powerful treats you can enjoy without guilt. Yes, they're sweet, but unlike cookies or cakes, their natural sugar comes wrapped in fiber, vitamins, and antioxidants. That fiber slows the release of sugar into your bloodstream so you don't get the sharp spikes you would from processed desserts. Instead, your body receives a gentle rise in energy, steady and controlled. But berries go beyond sugar management. They are packed with antioxidants, compounds that fight the rust caused by high blood sugar. Think of your cells like the metal frame of a car. Over time, uncontrolled sugar is like water and salt corroding the metal, leading to wear and tear. Berries act like a protective coat of paint, slowing down that rust and keeping your body younger for longer. For seniors, this protection shows up in real ways. Berries help preserve memory by protecting brain cells. They keep your eyes healthy by reducing damage to tiny blood vessels in the retina. They protect your heart by lowering blood pressure and calming inflammation. And let's not forget, they taste wonderful. Adding blueberries to oatmeal, strawberries to a salad, or raspberries to yogurt makes healthy eating feel indulgent. That matters, because joy at the table is just as important as nutrition. Now, let's turn to broccoli. If berries are like jewels, broccoli is like armor. Many people underestimate it, but broccoli carries compounds like sulforaphane, which improve how your body uses sugar and reduce inflammation. Diabetes doesn't just raise blood sugar, it creates silent fires of inflammation throughout the body, damaging blood vessels, joints, and organs. Broccoli helps put out those fires. Like spinach, broccoli is also low in calories but dense in nutrients. That means you can fill half your plate with it and still keep your meal light. It delivers vitamin C for immunity, vitamin K for bone health, and fiber for digestion. And it helps with weight control, which is one of the biggest keys to managing diabetes after 60. Think of broccoli as a multitasker. It protects your blood sugar, guards your heart, strengthens your bones, and keeps your digestion regular. For seniors juggling multiple health concerns, diabetes, arthritis, high cholesterol, even risk of osteoporosis, broccoli offers a simple way to cover many bases at once. And cooking it doesn't have to be boring. Roast broccoli with olive oil and garlic for a crisp, savory side dish. Steam it lightly and toss it with lemon juice for freshness. Add it to soups, stir-fries, or casseroles, and it blends right in. The key is not to overcook it until it turns mushy. Keep a little crunch, and it's far more enjoyable. So here's the picture. Oats in the morning, lentils at lunch, spinach alongside your meals, cinnamon sprinkled here and there, berries for dessert or snacks, and broccoli rounding out your dinner plate. These 6 foods may seem simple, but together they form a natural treatment plan. They steady your sugar, protect your heart, preserve your memory, and keep your energy flowing. The truth is, diabetes management doesn't have to feel like punishment. You don't have to give up flavor, joy, or comfort. Instead, you can lean into foods that make you feel better in the moment and protect you in the long run. And unlike pills, which only work when you swallow them, these foods keep working through every bite, every cell, every organ. After 60, life should still taste good. You deserve breakfasts that keep you energized, lunches that don't leave you tired, and dinners that nourish you without worry. By choosing oats, lentils, spinach, cinnamon, berries, and broccoli, you're not just controlling diabetes, you're reclaiming the pleasure of eating while giving your body exactly what it needs. So the next time you sit down at the table, ask yourself, is this meal fighting for me or against me? With these 6 foods on your side, you'll know the answer.